Thank you. A legal battle is brewing over a $12.8 million winning lottery ticket. Back in November, that ticket was left behind at a Scottsdale Circle K. The store manager found it the next day and realized it was a jackpot winner. After clocking out, the manager allegedly removed his Circle K uniform and then bought that winning ticket. Well, now Circle K has asked a court to decide who owns the ticket. So let's take a legal deep dive into this case with attorney Josh Colesrud once again. Josh, I got to tell you, this was quite the heated discussion up in our newsroom. I will not name names, but I did feel like John Quinones of what would you do? Okay, so we had some who were like, you know what, finders keepers, right? It was still left over from the stash that nobody had bought.
Sure.
And so why not take it? On the other side, they were like, you should have morally, contacted Circle K or the lottery. So what's at issue here?
So Circle K has sued its employee to have a judge determine who the ticket belongs to.
Right.
And this is just the beginning, because if the clerk wins the lawsuit, it's going to be appealed for other issues that will come up, and we can talk about that later. But the issue is this. If you work for a company, let's say, Circle K here, and you hear that the winning lottery ticket was sold at this location, and you know that there's a stack of lottery tickets that probably contains the winner, do you have a right to buy that as a regular citizen? Because remember, he clocked out, he took off his uniform, came back in
as a regular customer.
He was very clever. There was a similar case in Iowa where the clerk didn't do that, and the court ruled that he had a fiduciary duty because he was on duty. But here he wasn't.
Right.
So it's going to come down to this. What did the clerk know when he bought the ticket? If he already knew that the tickets that were in that stack contained the winning lottery ticket, then Circle K is most likely going to win the lawsuit. But if he can show that he didn't know that one of those tickets was the winning lottery ticket, he just knew that the Circle K sold it and it could have been sold to anybody, and those tickets were available for anybody to buy, then he has a chance. He has a chance.
But I mean, it sounds like he did know, because obviously removing the uniform, coming back again to purchase what was left over, I mean, is that wrong?
Well, he probably knew that nobody had claimed it yet.
Right.
Now, can he actually scan the tickets and see if they were the winning tickets? I don't know. And if he did that, he's probably going to lose the case.
So, but the fact that he, took off his uniform, isn't that there's a legal,
sure,
morality, I guess, if you want to say, right?
So you do owe your employer some type of loyalty, a fiduciary duty, as lawyers call it. And just because you take off your uniform doesn't mean that the duty stops there. And I'll give you an example. Let's say that you work for a mining company and you find some gold on their property, but you took off your uniform. Does that gold belong to you? The answer is no. Of course it belongs to the company, and that's what Circle K is saying here, because the regulation says that once you print the tickets, it belongs to the company that printed the ticket unless they're bought. And here, the tickets were printed, which meant at the time that he bought the tickets, they were the property of Circle K. But the question is going to be this, though. Were those tickets available for sale to anybody who had come in? Because remember, they had already drawn the numbers, right? The night before. I mean, ordinarily, wouldn't you think that it would be impossible to buy lottery tickets for a drawing from the night before?
Right.
But if the answer is yes, again, he may have a chance here.
Okay, real quick, though, if he doesn't win, that manager, where does that $12.8 million go to? Does it go back? Does it go to Circle K, or does it go back to the lottery?
So the Arizona Lottery has already put out a statement saying that they're going to pay whoever the owner is. So if it is Circle K, who is the owner right now, it'll go to Circle K. However, if the judge declares that the clerk was the owner, it's going to go to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
12.8.
I'm rooting for the clerk,
You know what? A lot of people upstairs were too, right? All right, great insight, Josh. Thank you. Troy, what would you do?
Yeah, put me down. I'm rooting for the clerk too. For
No,
sure.
but what? So you would do the same thing?
I probably wouldn't have given the ticket back to Circle K. I'll tell you that. Yeah.